So as I mentioned in a previous video, I suffered through watching some of Trudeau's speech on Canada Day, supposedly from Ottawa. It's received almost no mainstream media coverage, with good reason. Well, I won't get into that. But was he actually in Ottawa? I think it's logistically impossible. It looked very staged. Some of it even looked photoshopped to me, although I've not been able to find it again, to suffer through it, to just really run through it. But there were tens of thousands of people in Ottawa. The mainstream news doesn't cover it. We know in February there were over 1.5 million people went through Ottawa in that 3-week period, and yet the mainstream media referred to it as hundreds, and on occasion they said, 1,000 or 2,000 people. I have no idea how many people were in Ottawa on Canada Day, but as I've mentioned before, and is evident in any footage from it, the flavor, if you will, of the people in Canada, they were trying to celebrate and did stay peaceful, but they're not happy with the regime. My point is the logistics of it. There's no way that number of people at Trudeau's supposed speech and rally, if you want to call it that, could have possibly been within 200 miles of Ottawa. Not only was Ottawa crowded with protesters, I'll say, but it's down in Renfrew, big Freedom Park there. For 100 miles around the periphery of Ottawa, you're not seeing it if you're outside the country, but people are camped, have been camped, are camped, and will continue to camp at what are called Freedom Parks. Private property where people are allowed to camp, to stay, so they can go into Ottawa and protest, not just on long weekends in Canada today. I saw one guy posted a video from right down by Peterborough. There were 5,000 people in this camp all weekend long. That's past Renfrew. I guess I should have checked. It's at least a couple hundred miles away from Ottawa. And there were 5,000 people there all weekend. So my point is, how could all of these, everybody watching Trudeau's speech had those red liberal vests on with the big L, not to be confused with a red and white Canadian flag. There's no way that that assembly could have assembled, not been caught wind of by the people in Ottawa. In Trudeau's sham election last year, he couldn't get out of his tour bus by the end of it. People would hear he was there and would flock to it to curse him. You telling me that assembly was set up anywhere near Ottawa? Not a chance. Not a chance word could have got out onto the people of the streets, and they'd have flocked to it. Trudeau can't set foot in public. He has to sneak around, because he knows he'll come to a Mussolini-style ending. That whole thing, Trudeau's speech, well, not only everything he said in it, but that supposed location, that supposed situation, I'll say for lack of a better word, total, try not to curse, BS.